Good morning, friends. Mrs. Taima here. And today we are going to do Module 1, Day 19 of Wit and Wisdom. Miss Spears and I will be teaching together to you. She is going to ask you to get out some materials. And one of the things she's going to ask you to get is your focusing question task 4. Now, we don't have that because we don't have the notebooks, but that's okay. You don't need it. You will have everything you need with your journal and a pen or pencil, and then the slides that we're creating today. So let's get started.
Hello, first grade friends, and welcome back to Wit and Wisdom in Sync. My name is Tanisha Spears, and I'm excited to get back into our learning for today. But before we do, let's make sure you have all of your materials ready. For this lesson, you will need handout 21A, which is your focusing question task prompt 4, assessment 21, which is your focusing question task 4, your Wit and Wisdom in Sync journal, and a pencil. Pause the video now if you need to gather your materials. We've been discussing Cal and using adjectives to describe Cal's feelings. And today we will watch a small part of an informational video to learn a little about pack horses that deliver books to remote villages in Kentucky to identify how it is similar to the way Cal and his family get books in the text That Book Woman. But before we make comparisons, let's remind ourselves of the big question or the essential question that we've been building knowledge to answer. And that question is, how do books change lives around the world? And we're going to continue building knowledge about That Book Woman by reflecting on this question. How does the Packhorse Librarian change life for Cal? Now, as we've been reading That Book Woman, we've been thinking about how the Packhorse Librarian changed life for Cal, and we're going to continue to think about making connections to what we've learned from the story. And we're going to do that by thinking about how this text builds knowledge of how books change lives. One more time, we're going to be thinking about how the text That Book Woman builds knowledge of how books change lives. Now, this book is a story, but it was inspired by real life. Packhorse librarians were real people, and we're going to watch a very short video clip about these amazing women. Are you ready? Let's watch the video.
Called the Packhorse Library Project. Librarians would deliver books and magazines to mountain families and remote schools on horseback. After all, about 63% of the residents of Kentucky were without access to public libraries. The horses and librarians would promote literacy and community through neighbors helping neighbors.
I wonder, what connections did you make? Tell your learning partner. Here are a few that I made. On page 12, one of the connections I made was when Cal says, a parcel of books she's packed clear up the mountainside. And then on page 31, she brings a new book for Cal to read. Did you make some of those same connections? I'm sure you did. I hope you enjoyed building your knowledge about real Packhorse librarians. One of the words I like to think about is the word brave. And brave is a descriptive word or an adjective that could be used to describe the Packhorse librarians. What I want you to think about now is I want you to think about how do you use adjectives in your writings. So while you are thinking about your focusing question task, you're going to think about how Do you use adjectives in your writing? So you're going to
All right, friends, now we're going to move on to the next slide where we're going to talk a little bit more about using adjectives. See you there.